Okay, hello everyone. So this video is going to be an updated photocard collection. I guess I should preface this by saying that my collection hasn't really changed much from last time, but I've downsized more than I have really added anything to my collection. With that said, I think I'm going to go ahead and get started. So the way that I plan to go through this is it might be a little weird, might not make much sense. So yeah, I'm going to start with my main collections. I'm going to go through A4s and then bigger binders. And then after that, I'm going to go through other kind of smaller binders and collect books that I have after I go through all of my main collections first. So yeah, with that said, I'm just gonna get started with these binders here on screen. So I guess we could start off here. This is my little girl group binder. These are all like smaller collections. First group in here is Alice. I have plans to collect EJ. Whether or not I get to it anytime soon is kind of a different story, and I guess that's kind of consistent throughout all of my collections right now. Honestly, I'm just not in a place where I can collect a whole bunch, so I really have to pick and choose what I am able to get, and I'm not able to do like proxy hauls right now or anything like that, so yeah, just keep that in mind, I guess. But yeah, so this is just from their Dance On single. I have one EJ because I pulled it in my album. I do still have to get their most recent album, but other than that, you know, we'll have to see where this collection goes. I do really want to collect her cards though, so I'm like obsessed with her. I love her so much. And then we have Signature, so this is kind of the same. I don't have any of Belle's Listen and Speak cards or anything like that, but I of course have her Dear Diary moment cards finished, and this is just what I have for my little Aurora. I still need her other version card, but I hope I can get it soon. I do have like some cards for trade, but... And then we have my small little Le Sserafim collection, so I collect Yoonjin, and I honestly don't know if I want to collect her in full. When I first started collecting Yoonjin, that was like kind of my intention, but considering everything, I'm not entirely sure if I don't know if I'll want to collect them in full, just because I don't know, my mindset has changed a lot when it comes to collecting, so I don't really like to spend a lot on one particular item. So if Yoonjin's cards are like really expensive, I'm not going to buy them. So yeah, this is just Fearless, Anti-Fragile, and then I have one of her cards from Unforgiven. I actually originally pulled Chaewon in my album, and I, yeah, of course traded. I do have a Kazuha Target card if anyone wants to trade for Yoonjin, but otherwise I'm not really worried about it. But yeah, we'll kind of have to see where this collection goes in the future. As much as I'd really love to collect Yoonjin in full, I'm not sure how willing I'll be to do it, so we'll see. And then we have my Lightsome collection. This hasn't changed at all because they haven't had a comeback in the past year, which is concerning. But yeah, I also have not been able to get any of the cards from their last album, so... And then I just have Yoonjin in here. I wouldn't say she's someone I am actively collecting because I'm not super into Kepler. I like Kepler, but not like to a point where I like, know all the members and stuff. Yeah, I have this in here in case I ever get any more of her cards, which, I mean, it's a possibility, but a low one at this point. So yeah, that was this binder. Next, this is my Itzy binder. So I got these specific A5 binders from Aliexpress. I'll try and link them in the description. I usually post all of my supplies that I use in the description, so yeah, this will be there if I can find it. But I really like this binder, and I definitely want to get more eventually. But I decided to put Itzy in an A5 binder just because I feel like their collection fits really well, and I just prefer this setup now. So I just put everything in chronological order, of course. So you have It's Icy, and I don't know, I tried to worry less about like open spots and stuff. Like here we have It's Me and the units, and Not Shy units. This is Guess Who and OT4, and then we move into Crazy in Love. So I guess there's the rest of those cards, and then yeah, these are still Crazy in Love. These are like the special edition cards, and we have some fan sign cards. And then we move on to Checkmate. So I am behind, mostly because it's like impossible to trade. I don't know, I've had like a really hard time trading to the point where I can complete my collections. I guess I've made okay progress, but I'm still missing some things. So yeah, I'm just missing a few cards for Checkmate. I still do have some Itzy cards for trade. If you're interested, I'll in anything, like in trading for anything, my Instagram is always in my description, so you can go check it out, like, if you want. I'm just missing 2 from Checkmate. And then for Cheshire, I'm missing 1 card, I think just 1 card from like the normal version cards. And then I'm missing 1 of the limited cards, and I also still need to get the cards from the special edition. But I never ended up buying the special edition, like the album, so eventually I'm gonna have to do that. I really need to like catch up on some things, but not worried about it at the moment. So and then we just move into No Bad Days and stuff like that. I will say that I am happy with my collection just being Chaeyoung for now. I know I've talked about this in the past, but I was thinking about collecting more for Itzy in some way or another, but I just decided that, especially like with putting them in the A5 binder, I don't want to do that anymore. Like, I'm pretty set on that. And especially just in general, I'm really only interested in collecting album stuff, like literally nothing outside of that. Not pre-order cards, not fan sign cards, not merch, anything outside of album cards. I'm just not really interested in it at this moment. So yeah, so there's my Itzy collection. And then we get to celebrate because, so this is technically my Brave Girls binder. We get to celebrate their coming back. So the main thing I want to point out is, like, this is my Brave Girls binder, and I do believe that, you know, since they're coming back with the new name and everything, it's kind of like full on new era for them. And also, since this binder is a little bit full, I do plan to get another binder for them and just use that for the new stuff moving forward. Yeah, this is my Brave Girls binder. Really excited for them to come back. I will admit I was I was upset when they announced that they were leaving Brave, because it's always hard to tell what their future is going to be like. Obviously we don't know, but yeah, I'm happy that they are able to keep going because I love them so much. But yeah, with that said, I wanted to move them into A5 binder because it just made sense to me. 4 members. I am liking the smaller binders more than bigger binders these days. So it's kind of a long intro to this binder, but yeah, I just decided to move them in here. So we have high heels. I did keep past members just separate, just because that makes sense. And then we have Rollin, and then Summer Queen. And of course, this is just like small card size stuff. None of their big inclusions. And then this is, yeah, still Summer Queen. And After We Ride. And then Thank You. So I still actually have to finish this collection. I'm still missing this Minyoung card. I have this set complete, and I'm missing this NG Circle card. I've just been missing them for a really long time, and I haven't had the chance to buy them, so I'll have to look into that sometime soon. And then we have platform stuff, which I'm glad I finished most of that collection, if anything. But then we have, I think this is Everline cards, these first 2 sets here, and then this is MMT, and these are fan meeting cards. And this is Fearless first gen, and this is merch. So I will say that, oh yeah, this is from their US tour too. And these are just some extra cards. So I will say that when it comes to Brave Girls, if I go all out for any collection, it'd probably be them. But of course, there's no saying what there will be to collect for them, so I guess we'll just have to see. But I still do plan to keep my Brave Girls collection like moving as long as they're moving. So yeah. All right, next we can go through my NCT collection. So there's probably been the biggest change in this binder specifically. So first we have Mark. So Mark is my main bias in NCT, and I'm still working on completing his collection. So on this page I just have Fire Truck and We Go Up. I will be honest, I haven't had the opportunity to buy any of his cards. I mean, I don't know, I've already said this, like, I just don't have the money to really buy a lot of stuff for him at the moment, for anyone at the moment. But then we have regular, irregular through Neo Zone, right? Yes. Just need a few cards there. And we have 1 card on this page that I'm missing, just 1 resonance card. We have Hot Sauce and Hello Future. And Sticker through Universe. Then we have Glitch Mode and Beatbox. So I'm missing 3 of his cards. I'll get to that eventually, I will. Then we have 2 baddies, which I actually finished 2 baddies. I'm working on Candy. I actually just traded for 1 of his candy cards. So like literally just got sent out today. So that'll be coming eventually. It was an international trade, so I guess we'll see when that comes. But then for AO, I am just missing 1, maybe 2 cards, depending on what I feel like doing. But yeah, I did pull this card, which was super fun because this is his Target version card, and I like it a lot. So yeah, and then this is just AO Digipack, so we're working on it, but very slowly. I honestly, at this point, would really rather trade for, especially the more recent cards that I'm looking for. I'm just not interested in buying them at the moment. And then we move into Johnny, so this is pretty much the same as it was before. I haven't really added to it at all, although I did pull like literally every single one of his cards from 2 baddies, so that was lucky. But I didn't pull him at all in AO, and I haven't, you know, bought any of the cards, so, or traded for any of the cards. I don't know. I only just recently like put up an actual wish list with things that I need, because for NCT wish lists I've always kind of just slacked on putting things up, because I've always tried to stay up to date, but I guess especially with not doing that, I do need to kind of put up wish lists that are more thorough. So yeah, I also decided to just make my own wish list, which is so much easier, because I don't know, NCT has so many cards that it's hard to keep up. But yeah, so then we have just some full group sets that I have here. And I guess, I don't know if I stopped collecting Taeyong. I'm pretty sure I stopped collecting Taeyong in like the last 6 months or so, so I don't have his collection anymore. I also stopped collecting Jenna, which I think might have, I don't even know. I don't know the timeline on this stuff. It's been a while since I've really, you know, done much related to my photocard collection. But yeah, here are some OT6 Dream sets that I have. And then my Wavy collection, we have 10. Again, I'm behind on this, but only, you know, their most recent album. I haven't been able to buy it yet. We have Yang Yang. And yeah. And then we have Shotaro, which I took him out of this binder to put him somewhere else, but I just recently put him back in. And then not long after that, it got announced that him and Seungchan are no longer in NCT. So eventually I'll take him out again. Where SM's new boy group is concerned, I don't know if I'll want to collect them or not, but if by some miracle I like them enough to collect them, I'll probably collect Shotaro. And move him to wherever that collection is going to go. I'm obviously not making any like promises right now about what I'll do, but I want to say that if given the opportunity to really collect Shotaro in full, that I'll do it. He will stay here for now though, so yeah. Then of course just some extra Super M stuff. So yeah, then we have more full group sets and stuff. So I guess I just want to take this time to say that I have really tried to downsize my NCT collection as much as like humanly possible for myself, just because I feel like, well, NCT was really fun to collect in the past. It's kind of been like a 180. I don't feel as excited to collect like literally every single member that I like in NCT. As much as I love them and appreciate them, you know, I kind of lost steam a little bit. So yeah, I'm hoping that just moving forward, like just collecting the members that I am currently collecting, that that won't become too much for me. So yeah, I was thinking about, I don't know, I kind of wanted to downsize to only 1 member per unit, but I decided that I just can't for now. I really want to keep my Johnny collection. And when it came to Wavy, I couldn't make up my mind which member to keep just because I love them so much. And with 10 especially, he's been a bias of mine since 2016. Literally my first NCT U bias, I guess. So for that reason, it's a little difficult for me to think about letting that collection go. But also Yang Yang, I love him so much and feel like I don't want to let that collection go either. Yeah, that is it for my NCT collection. I know this collection definitely does look quite a bit different from how it has in the past, but I'm more happy with it. It is less stressful to me. So that is like the #1 thing that I'm looking for. So yeah. Okay, so this is my Twice binder, and I guess Blackpink too. I just put them in here because I really didn't have anywhere else to put Blackpink. And if I'm being honest, I don't really have plans to work on this collection. When it comes to all of my current active group collections, I would say that Blackpink is probably at the bottom of that list for priority, which means that I'm really, I don't know, I don't really think I want to collect them moving forward, but I don't want to let go of the collection either. But if I do work on this collection in the future, I think that it'll have to be after I really work on every other single thing that that I'm behind on. That this will have to be like the last thing that I think about. So we'll really have to see where this collection goes in the future. I don't plan to get rid of it, like I said, but for now it looks the same as it has before. So yeah. Yeah, here we can go into my Twice collection, which again hasn't really changed much. It pretty much looks the same as it has in the past. So I could just go through this pretty quickly. I will say Twice is another collection that I don't really plan to change at all. I guess I have changed this a little bit. Let me see. I think I was collecting a second OT9 set, but I decided just not to, and to leave it at one OT9 set. So you can see I have this one What Is Love card here, and the rest over here, and then the OT9 set. And then for Summer Nights, I decided to keep both OT9 sets that I'm collecting just because I am only missing one card, so hopefully I can get that at some point. And then Yes or Yes, I was only collecting one OT9 set, which again I'm only missing 2 cards for, so hopefully I can just finish this at some point. We have pre-order cards, and I'm still missing this one card for Year of Yes. And then Fancy, didn't change this at all. And Feels Special. Yeah, I decided to keep this second OT9 set as well, just because there's some cards in this set that I really love, especially this Chaeyoung, Jui, and Nayeon. Like, I really love those cards a lot. And I also really like Mina's card, so I think overall I really would like to keep this set, and yeah. And then the finished OT9 set. More and More, I don't think I changed at all because this has been complete for a long time. We have pre-order cards again, and Eyes Wide Open. Again, this didn't change. So Taste of Love, I think I reorganized this a bit. I'm not sure how I did it, but I know this didn't look the same, but I really like how this looks, so that's fun. And then Formula of Love, I did change up this collection a bit. Yeah, I just let go of, I think it was this OT9 set that I was collecting. This one here, I'm not sure which version that was, but I did let go of that set just because I was missing one Sana card, and I don't know, I was kind of over it, and I really wanted to let go of something, so I figured that was my best bet. And yeah, I feel okay, especially because I already have this full set, and then I did collect the message cards as well, so yeah, not a big deal. We have pre-order cards. I did keep Nayeon and Momo from that set just because I really like those cards, so I decided to keep them and just kind of use them as fillers. So yeah, and then we have Between 1 and 2. So again, I am only missing this Jihyo card, which actually I was gonna collect the set where they were holding things, and I had made some progress on that set, but decided in the end not to collect that set just because it was kind of frustrating me how I just couldn't find trades for the last few cards, and I just gave up on it and didn't really care much about it because, I don't know, at this point I have less patience for trading and stuff like that, and I'd rather just either not collect something or keep what I have. So that's where we're at. So someone did contact me about trading for this card, but they haven't responded to me ever since we exchanged addresses, and they did that also like after I had sent a video of the card. They took a really long time to get back to me, so I don't know if they're just really slow at replying or what, but I'm not sure if that card is going to get to me. So Between 1 and 2 is mostly finished, and then Ready to Be, again, I'm only missing the one card, well, this card, and I'm missing digipack stuff, which I have not bought a digipack yet, only because I haven't come across Jihyo's at a Target yet, and I really want to be more careful about buying albums that don't coincide with my collection plans, if that makes sense. So like, I really don't want to buy an album just to buy the album. I want to buy Jihyo's version, and that is it. And then we have pre-order cards. I'm just missing one pre-order card. I haven't gotten the album yet, so I'm still missing one version of Ready to Be. It's so sad. But yeah, and then we just have Japanese cards. I will say the biggest change is that I decided to stop collecting non-album for Jihyo, like for the most part, especially like the trading card sets and stuff like that, mostly because it just wasn't speaking to me. It really bulked up my collection a lot, and I figured that I don't really have any real connections to the cards, so I just let them go. So yeah, but here we have my Nayeon collection from her solo. Love this page. When it comes to other solos and units, we'll have to see what I do. But that is what I did with Nayeon. And then, yeah, I decided to, for non-album, just to keep monograph cards. So here is all of those. And then I did keep one trading card just because I love this look. And then her Yes I Am Jihyo cards are there. And I just have some like fan meeting stuff, concert stuff on this page. And the Japanese Polaroids, because I love the consistency of these, so I didn't feel any real need to let go of them. And I just have one on the back there, and that's my Twice collection. I'm pretty happy with the way that I downsized this because it didn't really affect much of the collection. I just let go of some full sets that I didn't think were speaking to me. So alright, so next we have my Up10tion collection, and I'll be like 100% honest, this hasn't changed at all. I didn't get the chance to get any of their cards from their last album, which I don't know, I just wasn't able to buy it. I don't know, I just don't have anything yet, so this is like literally the same. I'll go through it pretty quickly just because I don't see a point in not showing it, but I'll just flip through it pretty quickly. I do want to mention that I did talk about at one point about Boys Planet and how Hwani and Zhao were on the show. This was before the show started, and I never actually ended up watching it, mostly because, I don't know, I feel like I just really try to avoid elimination shows, whatever, I don't know, I feel like that's not the right word, but, oh, survival shows, okay, that's the word I was thinking of, but I really try to avoid those, mostly for, like, my mental health. After watching Produce 101 Season 2 especially, that kind of, like, wrecked me, and I felt like everything that came out of that show just, I don't know, crashed and burned eventually, and I hate dealing with that, so, yeah, I don't know, I just try to avoid them, so, yeah, I don't know, it's just a thing. But I'm still missing some cards from this album. I never have gotten them, so I don't know. But I know that Zhao and Hwani did pretty good on the show. I mean, all things considered, they didn't like get eliminated in the first round, which is nice. I think they made it all the way up until, I don't know. I'm sure most of you know. I think it was elimination right before the finale. I don't know. But yeah, I was definitely really proud of them to see them like just do pretty well on the show. I had low expectations just because things never work out how you want them to, I guess, but maybe I shouldn't have. Novella, I'm coming up on like the end of album cards here. But believe it or not, I haven't even seen the cards from their latest album. Like, I literally have not seen them at all. Okay, yeah, so that was all for Novella and stuff. So just these cards here, Japanese stuff, which again I haven't made any progress on. And yeah, so also Kogyo and Kun have enlisted, which is so interesting. And also something else, Wooseok is actually still at Top Media, which I think he's the only Up10tion member left that is in Top Media, TOP Media. But I didn't realize that his contract had been extended because of his hiatus in, what was it, 2017? I hadn't realized that it like his contract had paused or whatever. And it's like how people's contracts pause when they go in the military. I didn't realize that same thing had happened with his hiatus, so he's the only one left, as far as I know. That's like what the information that I've gained, which, I mean, it's kind of weird. I wonder if he'll stay when his contract is up or what, just because, I mean, you want to talk about TOP Media treating their artists well. I think he's the only one who has even gotten a semblance of fair treatment, so yeah. But I am really interested to see like if Up10tion does anything in the future. If they do, it won't be anytime soon, just because member enlistments, and I don't know what younger members plan to do in the meantime, or if anything. I don't know. I don't want Up10tion to be dead, let's just say that. But yeah, here are my Zhao circle cards. This is like one of my favorite collections because like back in 2015, 2016, 2017, I felt like I was literally one of the only few people collecting Up10tion, and I somehow was able to keep up on this collection really well up until almost like the very end, which makes me like, I don't know, really proud. I feel like Zhao has been, I think like I have a crazy emotional attachment to Up10tion just because they were like literally like the second group I ever really got into. And when I first got into Up10tion, it was between their debut and their first comeback, so it was like October 2015, I think, that I got into them. They had debuted a month prior, and then, yeah, I just remember watching like some of their content, and Zhao was a little baby 16-year-old, same as me pretty much. There's like a 6-month difference in our age. I just feel like I grew up with him in a sense, in a weird way, if that makes sense, but I feel like they've really been with me through everything that I've experienced in the past however many years, because I don't know, I just love them so much and I miss them so severely. So yeah, that is my Up10tion collection. Yeah, like I said, no changes, but I think at the end of the day I am really proud of this collection and what I was able to accomplish with it. I kind of wish I'd been able to collect more of the circle cards, but it isn't really easy, I don't think. But yeah, that's that. Okay, and then we have this last big binder here. So this collection is my Hotshot collection. I guess that's just the broad term I use for this binder, but it holds JBJ, UNB, Hotshot, Taehyun solo, and I think that's it. So yeah, just moving through this quickly because I don't think this has really changed much either. I have my signed pages. Hotshot. Actually, recently they all got together and they just posted on Instagram, and it made my heart feel so full because it has been so long and I love them so much and I miss them so much every single day. I do try to, I don't know, follow them as much as possible. With Yoonsan, it's really just trying to see what he has contributed to composing, because he mostly composes songs, so I really just have to like keep up with what he's working on, which can be hard because it's, I don't know, he posts sometimes when songs come out, but it's sometimes hard to figure it out. But he's also released 2 solo songs recently, which is really fun. But yeah, we move into JBJ. When it comes to Taehyun, he was in that ambitious group thing on that Mnet show. Also, I'm really surprised how Taehyun hasn't made his way into the military yet, and I don't know why. Like, it's kind of confusing a little bit, like, because I'm pretty sure he's 93, so how he hasn't made his way there yet is beyond me. But yeah, and also seeing them all post together is really special just because Timo hasn't posted in so long, so it's just really, it was nice to see some sign of life from him. So yeah. And also Hojung, of course, love him. And Junhyuk, he's released some solo stuff. He's been doing some fun things, I'll say, that I've been trying to keep up with. But yeah, I should move through this faster. But here we have UNB. I'm not sure if I've added anything to this collection. I don't know, I feel like I may have added like 1 card to this collection, but this is kind of where this collection sits. You know, it's really slow moving progress. You know, I do plan to finish all these collections soon, just because, maybe not soon, eventually, someday. Just because these groups are so special to me, that is why I keep them. It's not necessarily because I feel an urgency to collect them, but like I said, they're very special groups to me. JBJ, UNB, of course Hotshot, you know, always, but, and 101, I guess. I don't really have much with this collection. My 101 collection has, I don't know how to talk about it, but it's been an interesting thing for me, I'll say at the very least, because I feel like I don't really have much of a 101 collection anymore. Ever since I let go of all of my Sungwoon things, I just feel, I don't know, I feel like it's a little sad that I don't have much of a collection to commemorate this group anymore. I mean, obviously in 2023 there's not really a reason to go back and like collect a specific member or anything, so I don't know. But yeah, this, I don't know if okay, I'm not gonna go through the rest of this. Y'all have seen it all before, it's all the same stuff. But so now with all my big binders out of the way, I am going to share all of the collect books that I have. I have this collect book. This is like the most recent thing I've added to this little collection of collect books, and you'll see what I decided to put in there. I also have these 2, which I don't think are new. I have these 2. So I think I'll go through this one first. So this is like one of those like 3 pocket ones, and I decided that I wanted to put all of the cards that I was keeping from my NCT kind of downsize thing. And if I'm being honest, when it came to me downsizing NCT, I kept a lot of cards. Most of them are Taeyong, some of them are Yuta, but you'll see that. So yeah, this is just, I tried to put everything in chronological order too, so it just kind of mixes everything up. Here's just Fire Truck and Cherry Bomb. We have Empathy stuff and Regular Irregular. I honestly kept most of my Taeyong collection just because, I don't know, when it came down to it, I didn't really want to sell most of it. There were some cards that I let go of, but a lot of it I wanted to keep, and I didn't want to have to move forward with his collection, so I felt pretty good about this decision. And of course there's always, you know, the possibility that I'll sell some of this stuff in the future, but for right now I don't feel the pressing need to do so. So yeah, and I think especially putting it in this kind of binder, collect book, whatever you want to call it, really helped with that. So yeah, and then yeah, so it just goes up through 2 baddies. So like you can see, I decided to keep this Jungwoo pull. This is one of his, I don't know if it's one of his Digipack International cards. Decided to keep it just because it's pretty cute, and I don't plan to collect any of those cards from like Mark or anyone like that. So yeah, and then I just have some extra like merch cards and stuff that I decided to keep. And then I just have a lot of room for extra stuff in the future for NCT because who knows what I'll decide to keep. But then I decided to put my CLC stuff in here because since I do keep my Sunky stuff separate, it is of course 6 members. So these first cards here are Make Star. I think I decided to put them first because I only had 3. And then it goes to Helicopter full member sets and the fan sign cards. Kate, I think this is K-Time for You. And then I decided to put these 6 dia cards in here because I again keep Yebin and Somi separate. And we move to the back here again, and this is just where I have my Youngmin cards. So we have MXM, and then it goes into AB6 stuff, of course, and just some extra stuff here. And that is all I have in this little collect book. Of course, I have like some more space to add stuff to this, but in general I do really like this setup for, you know, it serves its purpose really well. So, and then this collect book, I think, yeah, so this has some, I don't know, I think I mainly wanted to keep this Produce 101 season 2 themed, this collect book. So I have, this is AB6 from their first album. I decided to sell my albums from that era, 2 of them at least, from this era. And so I decided to let go of, well, okay, so I have Youngmin, Woojin, and Daehui's cards. So I decided to let go of Woong and Donghyun to sell in those albums because I feel like I don't need everything. And then of course I have some group cards, and I have Jinyoung from CIX, of course, and Daniel, Jaehwan, Jihoon, and we have JBJ95. So I did have most of their collection pretty much complete, but I decided to let go of quite a bit of it and just keep some of my favorite cards. So yeah, I downsized quite a bit, and I'm pretty happy with it. I don't feel too bad about it. Now, whether or not anyone actually wants the cards is a different question to like actually get rid of them, but like physically taking them out of my collection is fine with me. But then we have some Jisung cards, and we have Samuel, Donghan, this is his solo, and then we just have the few cards that I kept from WeI. So here is all of that, and that is it for this little collect book. There's not much room left for this one, but I honestly don't know if I'll ever want to add much to it. The only possibility I'll say is like with Donghan, but even that's kind of low probability. And then we have this one. So this collect book has OneWe in it, and I think X1. So first we have Dongmyoung. So I decided to stop collecting Dongmyoung, so I just kept some of his cards. And then we have Kia. So I had decided that I wanted to continue collecting Kia, but I don't know, I would say that OneWe, again, just kind of like Blackpink, they are super low priority. So whether I get back to collecting them or not is kind of up in the air. So we'll have to see about that. But I do have most of his cards up through a certain point. I honestly still have to listen to Kia's solo album. I have been very behind on listening to stuff, so I need to catch up. And then I just have what I have left of X1. So I think, yeah, so I guess we just have Hangul stuff here and Wooseok there, which I've been kind of playing around with the idea of letting go of like my Wooseok stuff, just because, I don't know, I feel like I don't have a reason to keep it, but we'll see. And then we have the last 2 little collect books. So this just has random stuff in it. So we have like this Raewon card from, I think this is his 2nd single, or maybe, yeah, I think it's his 2nd single, I don't know. And I think this is from his 3rd single. We have 100%. And Asian MVP. And I just have, I honestly took most of everything out of this collect book to put in other ones. This is just like really miscellaneous stuff. And these are just some cards that Jazzy gave to me. Yeah, Hangul fan site stuff, and yeah, that's that. And this is my extra girl group stuff, I think. So I have a Sakura on the front and some Sakura Hitomi, which, okay, so speaking of, this is like only slightly related, the Queendom puzzle show. I actually think I'm gonna watch that because Midu, who used to be in AKB48 and NMB48, is on that show. She's on Produce 48 too, and I love that woman with my whole entire being. So if she's gonna be on the show, I'm gonna watch it, especially because it's like a Korea thing. It's more accessible to me personally, so I will be watching. And I don't know what like the end goal of that show even is, but I need Midu to win. Okay, but yeah, we have Somi, Lehigh, This one is from the last album she did with YG. I can't remember what it's called. But then we have Laboom, aespa, which I actually think I do plan to buy their most recent album, except I don't think it's out in the States yet until the end of June. So whenever I get that, it'll be a while, but yeah. We have NCT and Preston. You know, now that it's like warm, I've been listening to Preston again. My favorite B-side of theirs is Tina, and that song like makes me cry like a little baby because I love it so much. It's crazy. But we have Girl Kind, which ripped to Girl Kind. We have Very Good, and yeah, that's it. So there's that for the little collect books. We're kind of on the last stretch of things, so I just have a few more smaller A5 size things to show you. So this binder right here is actually where I put all of my We in the Zone cards, and I figured I just had this extra binder and I didn't have anything to do with it, and I didn't really have anywhere else to put these cards, so it was kind of a perfect thing. So I just have Shihyun cards from the Jungkook and Shihyun album, his fan meeting calendar cards, and We in the Zone, of course. I decided to keep Min separate just because, you know, he wasn't there for the last album, and it just kind of made sense for organization's sake to keep him separate. So this is just their first album, the last two sets, and then this is from their Make Star fan meeting. No, this was their debut showcase, I think. And I put Min here just because it fit. And then we have their last album, of course. And I just have some extra Shihyun cards there and Min's cards. So yeah, there's all that. I will say I still miss We in the Zone every single day. I miss Shihyun with my whole entire heart. When it comes to people that I love, I think Shihyun is still very high up on the list of those people. So, and then, okay, so the last like binder with cards in it pretty much is this one. This is not new at all, except it might be. I don't know if I've shown this. I might have, but I might not have. So yeah, this is where I just keep a lot of extra stuff. So like my Sunghee stuff and my Somi Daya stuff. So this is kind of like, I don't know, retired collections, I guess. And yeah, so it goes through. Okay, yeah, I don't even remember. What is this album called? I don't remember what this album is called. Yeah, so then it moves into Hot Issue, which I need Yeowon to come back to debut again somewhere. I miss her so severely. It is sick. I need her to come back somewhere so I can just see her again. Because she did have an Instagram, but I don't know if it's deactivated. I haven't looked in a while, but she definitely hasn't posted in a long time. So I'm kind of hoping that that means she's doing something, but who knows. But yeah, then we have IY, Impact, and IZ*ONE. This, of course, all is stuff you've probably seen before if you've watched my channel before. We have some Sakura stuff, which I still think these are some of my favorite Sakura cards ever. I think that the pink hair suited her so well, and the outside cards are just super pretty. So we have the OT12 set, and then we have Unity, and that is that for this binder. Last thing I'll show is just this binder here. This is where I keep all of my bigger inclusions. This is just where I decided to keep all of my Brave Girls inclusions and stuff. And I think if I want to continue putting like my Brave Girls stuff in a binder like this, I'm gonna have to get them their own binder like this. I mean, it's kind of full, so I'm gonna have to kind of work on that eventually. But yeah, I just double-sided everything. I have Summer Queen, and these are just from their fan meeting. I just put them there because they fit best. And we have After We Ride, the Polaroids, and Thank You, which I'm still missing 2 postcards, which it's not too big of a deal, but I would maybe like to get them someday. Then we have these standees, which of course I'm still missing Yujung's, but I think I've given up on like thoroughly collecting every single bigger inclusion for them, just because I really, when it comes down to it, I don't collect bigger inclusions for anyone because I don't enjoy it. So then we have fan meeting goods. This is of course Fearless stuff, very pretty. And then we move into Chaeyoung, and I really like to be able to display bigger inclusions, especially for like more of my biases and stuff. When it comes down to it, I don't really want to display every single thing, but that's kind of why I created this kind of binder. So yeah, I do try to keep stuff in chronological order as best as possible, but it doesn't always work. We have Checkmate. We have Cheshire stuff. I only just recently put this in here, but I got these so long ago, and I thought I lost them, but I actually just put them in a weird spot that I wouldn't have thought to look. But I'm glad I found them, because I was going through this binder to do some reorganizing, and I was just like, I know I have this stuff, but where did I put it? And that's it for Chaeyoung. For Twice, it's a little less organized. I don't know, there's not really a good way, especially those like early inclusions and stuff. It's not super easy, but yeah, I do have like some stuff, not a lot of stuff, I guess. For Jihyo, we have Nayeon, and then we move into some Blackpink stuff. Unity, my Seunghee signed page. This is my first ever signed page that I got, and I treasure it still to this day. And yeah, there's the rest of my Seunghee collection, just the bigger stuff. And yeah, I guess the rest of my CLC collection in general, since I did collect a lot for Helicopter. And we have some Eunjae stuff. This is obviously from Lollipop, but this is from Before We Go Any Further, which was his first physical single. I don't know if it was his first single, but it was definitely the first physical he did. It came with his postcard. He just recently released a new song. I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm excited to. We have From 20, Bigger Things, and we have Sheehan postcards. So yeah, and then actually, you know what? I don't know if the Seunghee sign page is my first one, because this one might have been. I definitely think this one was. I don't know. Anyways, that was it for my collection. I do have some more binders and stuff of just like bigger inclusions and stuff that isn't very important, but I do believe that's all I really want to show. So yeah, with that said, I don't know how my collection will look in another 6 months, if I'll even need to do an update. I really hope that within the next 6 months I can start working on my collection again, but I know that when I do start working on my collection again, it'll be a lot different than how I collected in the past. I want to be honest and say that I just don't have the desire to collect in the same way that I did in the past, but it's still something that I enjoy to a degree. It's just not something that, you know, is in my mind 24/7. It's not something I'm always thinking about, and the desire to spend a lot of money on K-pop isn't really there for me right now. So while I still want to collect, I just don't want to collect in the same way that it was before, so things will definitely be different. I think that was everything I wanted to say. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one.